Man, it's hot. Okay, this is the battery that comes with this RC136. It's only a 1500 milliamp hour two cell, and it's proprietary. I like the push button thing in the back because you can plug it in and not have to worry about the ESCs and turning it on like you do with the Bang toys. You know, with the Bang toys, if you plug it all the way in, the ESCs are on. But if you don't plug it all the way in, the battery could pop out. Or maybe that's just me. Anyway, this is proprietary and weird in the fact that if you want to use any charger other than the charger that comes with it, you're going to have to make a balance adapter two cell, but it's got to be double male, okay? Because they actually put the female, you know, tell you, man, even batteries have gotten politically correct. I just give up. I don't know if it's a male, female, but they put to what looks to me like the female part of the connector on the battery itself. So just to plug this into a commercial toy charger with a balance port, you need an extension. So I made a double male extension. To actually hook it up to a pro charger, you're going to need to make the extension plus two little metal slabs to go into here for hot and cold, which is not altogether impossible and not extremely hard. I just don't have the time to do it now. Hopefully you caught my first binding, calibration, and flight of that bird, and wasn't too bad. Now, unlike the JYU Hornet battery, you don't have to turn it on to charge it. You just plug it in and it'll charge. You know, so you don't have to sit there with that game. Okay. This is an interesting controller. It has a self-contained FPV screen that sort of folds in these different positions. Now, the real trippy part about this FPV screen is it holds an SD card and it has a playback function. Now, what I don't know is, can you put an SD card in the monitor, record your FPV onto that particular SD card, and forsake using the SD card slot in the bird, which this bird does have an SD card slot in the bird, but it also has an SD card slot in the monitor. Now, my first flight, I had an SD card in both slots, and I was having a little issue. I didn't know if it was my cards, I didn't know if it was me, but now that, in retrospect, seeing how the flight went, I think the issue that I had was something we're all familiar with because of our experience with Hubsons. I just think it was the 5.8 reception antenna was breaking up, because the FPV reception on the monitor was real scratchy and breaking up. But when it wasn't breaking up, I have to say the FPV was very clear, and the playback was clear. So I think I have an issue off the top with an FPV antenna, 5.8. But looking at this controller, this may be a controller that would be a candidate for, you know, an upgrade, like an extension mod or whatever, because, you know, there may be something cheap up in here. Anyway, is there an SD card in there? There shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, see, look, there's an SD card in there. And the trippy part about this, watch this. I'm low on batteries. To turn on the monitor, And see, I kept getting no signal, no signal. And I'm thinking the controller's not bound to the quad, when in actuality it was. It's just the camera was not sending a signal to the monitor because the monitor was choosing not to receive it. Anyway, that's the FPV mode. But if you press this button on the side, it goes into a video playback mode. Okay? And you hit the stick forward, and that's sort of like your cursor. Right. No photo. Yeah, no photo. No video. Okay. There. See that? You hit that and it turns like an enter, and it actually will play back the video files that you took on the onboard camera. And you could actually use the gimbal stick to scroll through different files. I only took one file, but apparently the camera breaks it up into little 2 or 3 minute files, because I don't think the flight was all of 8 or 9 minutes. But looking back at this, I don't know if you guys can see this. I would go as far as saying this camera is probably as good as the Hubsan 501 camera. If it's not, I would still say this camera is better than the camera on the MJX Bugs 2. There's no way the Bugs 2 would film this at this time of night and be this clear, especially on a little monitor, a playback monitor. So, you know, like I said, it's not a big game changer. It's still kind of expensive. You other guys will get this for free, and I would love this for free, but I don't get anything for free. So, you know, 2 bills may be kind of pricey considering the package you get for a bill 20 with the Bugs. That's a great package, man, and this is kind of a crapshoot. But as far as bells and whistles go and crapshoots go, so far so good. How did I like it in the air? It hovered very well. It took commands very well. This is super, super user-friendly. I just, see, it just transferred into another file. I just want it to be consistent and resilient. I don't want this to go haywire in the next 2 or 3 days or the next 2 or 3 weeks. So far, my thumb is kind of pointing in the upward direction. Maybe tomorrow during the day, I will take off the 5.8 antenna and put one of my other ones on. This one looks very thick and robust, but it might just be, you know, window dressing. It might just be bullshit. Because once again, my experience so far, the only thing that was iffy, the only thing that had me nervous was, you know, loss of FPV. When it said loss of signal, I didn't know loss of signal for the bird or signal for the thing. And I'm like, man, I'm not taking you off the ground if I ain't got no signal. What the hell? How you tell me I got satellite, then I don't have signal? Then I realized they're talking about a whole separate signal. It was actually telling me you lost video signal, which is, I guess, kind of a plus. The fact that they can work independently of each other and still communicate to you. It did have some little icons on the screen. I can't really tell you exactly what's what right now because, you know, the instructions aren't very clear. The instructions are very, very simple to read. It just, you know, how they do it sometimes don't make a whole lot of sense if you don't already kind of know what's going on. This is a very, very simple controller to walk through. There's no trims. You trim it with the compass calibration or the you know, what's the other one? compass cow and the other cow. You trim it with one of the cows. Okay. And basically it's the Saturday Night Fever pose, that, up and that way is one, and then the other direction is the other way, and that's so fucking simple. You'll get it. These buttons down here actually tell you which way you want to flow, whether you want to flow mode 1, mode 2. And this big button here is the one I avoid at all costs. That's the headless mode. And then you have a return to home. And these up and down buttons, oh wow, maybe I could use these up and down buttons are for scrolling through the video when you're in video mode, but perhaps they're also for the gimbal, because that's the one thing that wasn't working for me. This thing has a remote gimbal on the quad itself with a little wheel on the controller, and you're supposed to be able to turn that wheel, and the little gimbal here goes up and down. But mine, like I said, it got very hot on the belly, which I was concerned about, and it seemed to be stuck in one position, and I couldn't kind of unjam it. But maybe if I had to use these buttons instead of the roller, I'll try that when I get some more battery juice. These are the metal poles I'm talking about. If you duplicate those and then make the extension, I'm sure you'll have no problem hooking this up to a Pro charger. This is very light. I don't know if it exceeds FAA registration requirements. Look, it's still playing back my video, and these batteries are going to die. They're already showing low, probably. So maybe the gimbal works, but for me at the time, the gimbal was stuck. But I'd say the video quality, competitor with Hudson, and probably better than the MJX. Flight quality, this thing's a beast. It seems super fast. Return to home is fast. It has a circle me, which I did not try. Return to home, I did try. It works. I did do follow me. That works. And you cannot take it out of GPS mode, it seems. But it's fast. And it does have a second speed. If you want to go to the second speed, you push down on the right gimbal stick, and you'll go to the second speed. Man, that's a pretty good tutorial. Because I sure wish I had it. But anyway, there you go, man. We'll see if there's any future in this. It was fun for me, and I don't regret it. Just hopefully it won't hurt nobody, and I won't be out $200 in the next hour, the next day, or the next week. And we'll see. I got it through GearBest, and it seems to be new or experimental or prototypish, or who knows. The RC130. I'm Marky. I'm going to turn off this. I'll load this on the PC and I'll mix it. My editing is bad. And, I gotta go. Oh, you know what? I lost my Hubsan. I lost my MJX Bugs 2 tonight. It went down over the golf course. And I was gonna drive away and leave it because I was not gonna truck 400 yards into a golf course on the top of a dam to find it at night. But some other people found it, flagged me down, and yeah. I got my MJX Bugs 2 back from, I don't know until I review the tape. But it seems to be, it got a little wonky at about 420 meters. I don't think, I'm having trouble penetrating the 450 meter mark with that thing. And I was really hoping that would be a, 700 meter to 1,000 meter bird, regardless of the telemetry. But anyway, yeah, I'm out, man. Well, not out, because this is going to be a long bunch of different tapes, because I did get some head cam footage of this, and nothing epic, because it was a new shot, new flight. And yeah, I purposely would not be over a major highway, but I knew I was okay, and all that. Okay, I'm out. Bye.